I'm here today with Marguerita Cheng, CEO of Blue Ocean Global Wealth, and today we're going to talk about trust. Now, trust is different than empathy. Empathy is trying to understand the motivations of your client, but trust is allowing the client to delegate some of these very important emotional decisions to an advisor, to listen to an advisor, to assume that the advisor not only understands them, but is making recommendations that are in their best interest. How do you build trust?
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. So how do you build trust? So the importance of trust, remember, people do business with those they like and trust. Clients may not feel comfortable moving forward if they don't trust you. They need to understand that you have their best interest in mind. And that happens when you build trust. And you build trust by building a connection and letting clients know that you understand their unique personal and financial circumstances. You also understand their fears, their concerns, and their dreams and desires.
How do you build this connection with someone that you don't know that well?
So the first way in which you do it is taking the time to understand what's important to them. So asking open-ended questions. That's the first step. The second step is making sure that you are creating an environment where they can share their deepest concerns and dreams with you. The clients are vulnerable with you. They're confiding in you. So it's very important that you create a safe space for them.
What are some things you can do to violate trust?
One of the things you can do to violate trust is by not allowing the clients appropriate time to express their concerns or to shame them or judge them. When you reach a conclusion and create an environment where they feel tense and uncomfortable or judged, you actually can violate trust because they do not feel emotionally safe.
And if there are expectations, you can fail to meet those expectations.
Correct, you definitely can. When you ask someone an open-ended question, they're confiding in you, and then when they give you that answer and you respond in a way that is demeaning or condescending or judgmental, you violate their trust. They have taken the time to share their deepest concerns with you, and when you in turn don't respect what they've shared, that's when things can shut down.
So I think for a lot of people, they recognize that some advisors are very good at getting people to let go, to feel like that advisor is, that they get them, that they understand them, that they're going to always look out for their best interests. What are some things that an advisor can do to build the muscle of some of those skills that they can use to help clients trust them that they're capable of coming up with a plan that is what the client is actually looking for?
I think some examples that how advisors can build trust is share examples, without violating confidentiality, of course, of other client situations. So I'll give you an example. So when we think about estate planning is a very difficult topic. No one wants to think about the time when they're not able to make decisions, right? That's not pleasant. But one way in which we can make this difficult topic more palatable is by sharing a personal story. And so, for example, I share a story of when my parents were 54 and 68. I had just given birth to my second child, and my younger sister was finishing up her senior year in college. I used the opportunity of my parents being very happy with the birth of their second grandchild, the first grandson, and the life event of my sister graduating from school to, nudge my parents, hey, it might be a really good time for you to update your estate plan. Me sharing that example, yes, in this situation, I'm vulnerable, but I'm also making it personal. I'm no longer just the financial advisor, wealth advisor. I'm a regular person, and that connection was really helpful. And so that is an example. Another example could be if someone is struggling with budgeting issues, just saying, you know, you're not alone. Or even with couples who differ in risk tolerance, it's very normal. And so what you tell people is like, when we're developing your financial plan, we planned for you as a couple. However, we recognize that each one of you are individuals. And so you each have your individual portfolio, you each have your individual risk tolerance, your individual risk capacity, but we're planning together. So these examples can help the client understand that you really do have their best interest because you're approaching this with sensitivity.
No, I like that idea. I like the fact that if a client has a situation that your immediate instinct is, no, you're doing that wrong. So, oh, you're not willing to take enough risk, or oh, you're not budgeting correctly, you're spending too much, that the best approach for responding to something that may be a negative is to say you're not alone, or I completely understand. And here are some situations of clients that I've worked with in the past that have overcome some of these habits or some of these fears to be able to achieve their long-term goal, just to help them understand that you know where they're coming from. You understand that they perceive this as a potential barrier to meeting those long-term financial goals, and you can help them get through it.
Absolutely. So acknowledging that it's challenging, being aware of these challenges, and then letting them know that together you can help them overcome these barriers and obstacles. And I think that goes a long way.
And you're also establishing what it is that you're going to do. You're going to work with them to overcome some of these obstacles, and you're going to put together a plan. And instead of it seeming like you're not on their side, you are now, all of a sudden, you're on your side, you understand them, you're going to be a partner.
Absolutely. So well said. So it's acknowledgement, hey, I hear what you're saying, being aware of the challenges, and then the last A is action. And together we're going to do this because remember, we do our best work with our clients and for our clients. We collaborate.
So being an advisor is not just about being the expert, it's about being a collaborator.
Absolutely.
Marguerita, thank you so much for joining us. This has been fascinating.